Yo, what's up, guys? It is MJO Studios are back with another video, and today I'm giving you my 2022-23 Premier League predictions. So we're gonna start off right here, and in 20th position, getting relegated from the Premier League is going to be AFC Bournemouth. Bournemouth, I just don't think I made the signing necessary to stay up. I think they lost some players too. I just don't think that they're going to do great this year in the Premier League. I think they will get relegated straight back down to the Championship. But finishing in 19th place, we have Fulham. Uh, Fulham always come up and they always go straight back down. And I think that's going to happen again. You know, Mitrovic scores so many goals in the Championship, but he's never done that in the Premier League. I think the same is going to happen. He's not going to score many goals, and they're going to go right back down. They lost one of their better center fielders to Napoli, so I think they will definitely go down like they always do. Next up, in 18th place, I have Leeds. Now I have Leeds here for two reasons: no Calvin Phillips, no Rafinha. Okay, Rafinha gone to Barcelona, Calvin Phillips to Manchester City. Him and Declan Rice were two great players for the Euros for England, and Rafinha just absolute baller. But when they're gone, who's going to take over? Patrick Bamford, and they haven't really made those signings. I think that will replace those players. So with that being said, I think they will finish in 18th place. Finishing in 17th place, it's going to be Nottingham Forest. I think Forest just barely don't get relegated. I think they made some decent signings to have them stay up in the Premier League. I think they will. I think Leeds will really going to take a hit with no Rafinha, no Kevin Phillips. I think they'll have a very slump of season and go back down. I think Nottingham Forest will stay up in the Premier League for this year, but maybe just by one game or two games. I think it will be very, very close. But I think they will stay up. Next up, we have Southampton in 16th place there. Southampton, I don't think I made the best signings in the world, but I think they will stay up. They made some additions to their team, haven't really lost too much, and I think they will stay up this year. Even though there's a chance it could go down, I think they stay up this year. Now, in 15th position, I have Brentford. I think Brentford just finished. I think they finished in 15th. I think they also. I mean, I'm trying to remember signings that they made. I can't. I think they will. They will lose. They will get. They will be at the bottom half of this table, not really finishing too high. For my liking. Now to finish out at number 14, I have Brighton. Brighton. They lost. They lost. They lost Basuma, and I think they're losing Cucurella to Chelsea, I believe. And those are two key players for them. And honestly, I think Brighton finished 14th. I could have them place higher, but I think losing some key players, they're not going to finish that high. All right, next up, in 13th place, I have Newcastle. Newcastle have made some good signings. They really have. But even though they made some good signings, I think they just will always start to fall off. And because of that, I have them finishing here in 13th. Now, next up, in 12th place, I have Crystal Palace. I think Zaha has a great year with Palace. I think they do a good job this year, and they finish in 12th position. Around the mid-table area, that's where I have them finishing. All right, at the 11th position, I have Everton. I think Everton have a bounce back year. Yeah, they lost Nick Pope and they lost some players, but I think that they have a bounce back year. They really get into it, and they finish here in 11th position. So that is my prediction for them. Now finishing 10th, mid-table, is going to be Wolves. I think Wolves finished dead 10th. They've lost some players, but and made some decent signings. So I think they finished in 10th. In ninth place, I have Leicester City. Leicester are a good team, and yeah, they lost. They lost. I think some player or two, but not really much business from them. I think they could even finish lower, but I like Leicester. I like Jimmy Vardy. I just think that they're. I think they're gonna finish definitely. Hopefully, definitely ninth. So I can be correct. Next up, to finish it out, in eighth place is going to be Aston Villa. Villa are just they're doing great. They brought in Carlos from Sevilla. They have Coutinho. They lost Chukwemenu to Chelsea. I think is who signed him. Um, but I think they also brought in Anderson from RB Salzburg. They brought in, I think they brought in some decent players. Maybe that was Leeds who did that actually. But Villa has brought in some great players. I think under Steven Gerrard, they'll have a really successful season, finishing in eighth. And now in seventh place in the Conference League, I have my team, West Ham United, finishing in seventh place. West Ham, they were semifinalists in the Europa League last year, of course, losing to the eventual winners in Frankfurt. They're in the Conference League this year, and I think that's where they'll finish again in seventh place. West Ham, one of the signings we've made so far, we brought in Aguar, the center back from Rennes. We brought in Areola on a permanent deal. We brought in Flindaus from, where did he come? He came from the Championship. He's kind of like a Declan Rice 2.0. We brought in a youngster from Scotland, Northern Ireland. And one of our biggest deals, we brought in Skamaka from Saluso on a big deal. So we'll David Moyes play him and Antonio up top. We play him over Antonio. What we're going to do. We kept Declan Rice. We kept Jarrod Bowen, two important players to our team we kept this year. And I think we're going to sign Maxwell Cornet from Burnley for $17.5 million, which is his release clause. So at the time, I haven't signed him, but he's flying to London for his medical today or tomorrow. So I think things go well, he will be a West Ham player, and that left wing kind of spot, so left back is kind of secured. I still think we need a midfielder, bring at least someone else, and we still need a left back. I know with Rom going to RB Leipzig, Angelino could probably be a great left back, who I would love to have at West Ham United. But yeah, I think they finished in seventh. I think West Ham always starts off great, then they have to start having a slump. So I think that's what always happens with West Ham, in the West Ham fashion. So that's where they're going to finish. Now, in sixth place, I have Manchester United. United have lost so many players. What the like Alexis Telles, Paul Pogba, Jesse Lingard, Edinson Cavani. They lost. I think they lost so many players, and they haven't really restocked that. Yeah, I think they brought in Martinez. They brought in the young left back, and I think someone else. But I think they finished in fifth place, even under the new manager Ten Hag. I think they finished in fifth place for Europa League because they haven't really made that many signings to kind of come back and fill the ones that they lost. Next up, in fifth place, I have Arsenal. I think Arsenal now. I mean, I like Mike Arteta. They made some great signings, bringing in Zelencho, bringing Gabriel Jesus as well. So they made some really great signings that I think will definitely help them in the future. That's why I have them finishing in fifth place. Next up, fourth place, I have Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham have made so many signings. They brought in Perisic, Fraser Foster, Basuma from Brighton. Who else did they bring in? They brought in Lingard from Barcelona. They brought in Richarlison from Everton as well. So they brought in really great players, and I think they finished in the Champions League this year in fourth place, just getting in there. Next up, in third place, I have Chelsea. Chelsea made some pretty decent signings. They really have. But I think they do finish over Tottenham. They were former Champions League champions, and they made some decent signings to kind of help them, like Raheem Sterling of all players. So getting him in now, I think that they do go ahead and finish in third place in the Premier League. And now, finishing in second place in the Premier League is going to be Liverpool, which means Manchester City will finish in first. Liverpool in second. They lost Sadio Mane. That was a key player with them. And yeah, they brought in Darwin Núñez. Okay, great. But I feel like they haven't made a big time signing that to kind of put somebody in their squad. They already have a great squad, but I think they will just come in second, just finishing them short, very very close behind the champions, who are going to be Manchester City again. I think it's pretty obvious. You lost Gabriel Jesus, great, but now you bring in Haaland. Haaland is just a fantastic player. We saw how he was at Dortmund, and he really wasn't playing too well in the cups as we kind of saw. But I think once the season starts, Haaland is going to get rolling, and he might break the goal record this year. Well, he's done magical things at Dortmund. Now to come here from Manchester City, I think they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. Now Calvin Phillips to replace Fernandinho in the midfield as well. Fernandinho's gone off to the Brazilian league, and they brought in Ortega, which is like a third string keeper for Zach Steffen, who went on loan to think like Middlesbrough or something like that. So yeah, those are my Premier League predictions. Relegation: Bournemouth, Fulham, and Leeds. Low mid table, Nottingham Forest, Southampton, Brentford, and then Brighton. And then the high to mid table: Newcastle, Palace, Everton, Wolves, Leicester, Villa, West Ham in seventh for Conference League, Man U and Arsenal for the Europa League. Champions League going to Spurs, Chelsea, and Liverpool, and finally also Champions League, Manchester City are the winners. Well, guys, there you go. That is my 2022-23 Premier League table. At the end of the season, we're going to go ahead and come back to this video and see where I put each team, and we're going to rank them and see how good or how bad I did. So that being said, guys, hope you guys had a nice day, and peace out.